Hey folks, I'm David and Ike, and this is Moto HQ, and we are here today to talk to you about traction. Let's get started.
Awesome. Like we said, this video we're just going to be concentrating on traction. But traction it's actually such a broad subject, and there's so many factors involved, like for instance suspension setup, tires, tire compounds, tire pressures. All these things will affect your traction. But we are just going to be discussing the three major traction users, which is your braking, your accelerating, and cornering.
So why is this important? Because your hardest lessons come when you have a loss of traction.
Yeah, you got to understand that no traction, no sport.
So if we've earned your support in creating this video, please do us a favor and like and subscribe. And these videos take a lot of effort and a lot of time to create. I mean, we've been in these clothes for 2 days now.
I know, I can smell it.
Yeah. Hey, I can't help how terrible it is. But,
all right, guys, but yeah, let's go out there and we're going to show you what it's all about.
let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, so we're out here on the back straightaway leading into the right-hand corner just before the big tabletop jump here at North Carolina Motorsports Park.
So as you guys can see, because of the high speed coming in towards this corner, braking bumps has developed. And as the day goes on, this is obviously going to get worse and worse and worse. You have a choice. You can either go pick another line as a smoother line, but in the process you stand a good chance of losing your race line. So to be able to negotiate all these braking bumps, your techniques play a major part. In other words, it's where you're standing on the bike. A little bit back, standing up, and knees bent so the bike can work underneath you. Elbows like this up so that you can work with the suspension. You have some extra weight onto the back wheel so when you brake in, that the back brake can grab. You're freeing up the front so the front suspension can compress as you grabbing the brakes. All these things will help you to be able to brake later and harder so you can go deeper into the corner.
So no sitting?
No sitting.
Right. Well, that's why I tippy-toe through these sections.
So my maximum braking is taking place coming down here while my bike's straight up and I'm standing up, so I can do maximum braking. Now as I start coming up to over here, I'm going to start leaning the bike over, and if I lean the bike over, I can't be braking as hard as what I could when I was down there, right? So a little bit less onto the brakes over here, but I still got to be slowing the bike down because I want to put it down into that berm. And as I get into that berm, that's where I'll be sitting down, that's where I put my leg out, and that's where I start giving it gas to be able to have enough momentum to get over that.
Okay, so as you can see, earlier in the day, this outside line was probably the preferred line. Back in the morning when this track was plowed and watered, this line was the one that developed, right? And so as the day progressed, you can see the braking bumps got so bad that then the line moved over further inside, developing another line. And so it was the smooth preferred line. Earlier in the day, this one was. As the day progressed, this line developed.
All right guys, so this is going to wrap up our first part of our three-part series on traction. Just before we actually wrap up, I just want to do a recap on what we actually did. It was basically the techniques that goes into doing the corner, and obviously line selection that went with it as well. We actually hope that you enjoy this, that you learn something from it, because you know, knowledge is power. And you know, people say aeroplanes is a dangerous sport. learning sport. And so you make a mistake, you will pay. So you actually want to acquire as much knowledge as possible. David has a very good story he wants to tell you about.
Exactly. Yesterday we were fortunate enough to meet a guy named Pete, and he shared with us an unfortunate situation that happened to him several months back. And so we're going to have an interview here in just a second with him about that situation. So stay tuned. Yeah. So one of the big reasons why we do these videos is standing right here, Pete Morrison, who wants to tell you a little bit about what happened.
So I got my bike in December of 18. First day on the track, I got talked into taking a bigger jump, which was outside of my comfort zone. I should have known better. But my inexperience led me to whiskey throttle right off the jump, and then I high-sided and stiff-armed it in the ground, separated my shoulder and separated my hand, cost me 15 stitches in my right hand. The rider that took me out of my comfort zone, he has a lot of experience, but I should have stayed in my comfort zone and stayed at my level for the first time out.
And that's, like I said, that's the purpose of these videos, is to step by step, talk people through some of these things and keep them from getting hurt, because that's the goal. We want to go home at the end of the day. So we appreciate it, bud.
No problem at all. Thank you.
Things like, for instance, your suspension.
Start there.